to finish the rest of this wall, I think. There's a big retention pond in here. The pavers are supposed to be here today, but it is already almost 8 o'clock. They're usually pretty early risers, especially as there's so much a seasonal type of contractor. They're usually right out of the gate in the morning, so I don't know if they're actually coming today. Might be coming tomorrow. Doesn't really matter to us, doesn't really affect what we're doing. So yeah, so we got these blocks here. These are a different kind of block. We're used to, I forget the name of it, but these have the keyway on the bottom that go in here, which is kind of stupid because now you got that keyway that's going to sit on the stone, and we end up having to push it down with a machine, whereas the ones we're used to, the keyway is on top. But yeah, I don't know. These are weird. Kind of like it's opposite of what we're used to with the keyway wise, which makes it more difficult. These blocks kind of suck. The hook is also in this pocket here, whereas in the ones we're used to, the hook is up on top in between the keyway. That way whoever's running the machine can hook and just about unhook by themselves. These ones, hooking that by yourself in the excavator is pretty difficult, nearly impossible. So, but it's what it is. So we got, I don't know exactly how far it goes that way, but I would assume it goes kind of where the 320 is. Yeah. We'll get going on that. Mike is just laying it out right now. Bit. If you put a little bit up on the front, Mike, it's like an inch low after you push it down. And then boom down. where you're supposed to be, Mike?
Good on my side.
Okay. So we're going to put the first row in, and then we can kind of fine tune it a little bit. The other thing about these blocks too is they're so much bigger. You can't bar them around. The other ones, I think they're called a recon, I'm not 100% sure, but the other ones are a little bit smaller. You can bar them around with the steel bar, you know. But these ones are so much bigger. They're, I think they're pre-engineered up to 8 feet tall, and then anything over that, you have to start putting some other blocks in there. Where that guardrail is, that wall is pretty tall. We did that kind of right out of the gate. That one's got the base block on it. It's like all the way out here. It's like 66 inches or something like that. So these, I think, are only, let's see what these are. So these ones are only 3 feet. So 3 feet, and then they're 4 feet wide. They're big, they're heavy, but they, you know, it's a good strong wall for sure. And like I said, they're all pre-engineered, so we typically do this for a retaining wall, this style retaining wall, and they look good, you know. If you like the look, you kind of see. And this right here is all going to get cut down. I think the top of these blocks here are the grade. So the bottom of the retention pond is roughly 10 feet down from pavement grade. So you can imagine there's going to be quite a hole here, and it goes out that way too. So this wall curves, goes towards the Kubota. How you doing right there, Mike? I mean, we could probably set the next one. we got that first row on. Working on the second row. Another classic case. Works on paper, doesn't work in reality though. These damn keyways, they suck. These blocks are junk. Wouldn't recommend these ones, but make any kind of turn, keyways don't work. So we're having to cut them off. Just another thing. Thankfully, these next two, we didn't have to cut the keyways out. But yeah, they're difficult to put together for sure. They can be frustrating without a doubt, but it's getting there. It looks good. Well, alrighty. We got that second course on. We got some more stone over here, so we're all ready for tomorrow when we're cut off. Can't cross over the street. That's all the blocks that we have left. I don't know, we might have to do a little quick count because I don't know if we have enough to actually finish this wall here. We have more in order, but I don't know, the company that delivers them is low on drivers right now or something, so they're like a week out. But yeah, no, end of the day, so we're heading home. Catch you in the morning. Good morning. So the pavers are here. We are going to go and finish up that wall. And yeah, main objective for right now.
So let's see where we're at this level now, right? So that whole thing is filled in with stone, put the next row on top of it, or are those two more blocks? So we have enough length there to get to it? That's in a head system.
Yeah, you're good. Up. Okay. Doesn't need to be dragged at all. We just gotta pull it this way. I don't know if you want to travel that way so you're more pulling it. Yep. Yeah, that looks pretty good there, Mike. Actually, Mike, see the block with all the dirt on top of it? That seam, yeah, that end. See if you can knock that out just a little bit. Yeah, perfect. I know, that looks good. right. I think they were doing no aprons, right? Didn't Walter say that yesterday?
No radius of the curve.
Oh.
They're manually putting fucking the lowest gear that you can put it in. Fucking pray to God that they can pave this as fast.
Grease the clutch up before you start working that day.
You're not gonna need to grease it up, but the motor will spin that.
I mean, literally put grease on the clutch pads so that it'll slip a lot easier. Wall's coming out good. We think we got enough for just one more row. We got enough stone too over here. But National Grid is here too. It's just exciting. Of course, they show up on the one day that they're paving, but oh well. They seem to say that they could work together, so not a big deal. Sorry, camera turned off somehow. They said that they'll work together, so hey, can't beat that. They're gonna set transformers and pull lines. So, and then someone will be back, I don't know, whenever, put meters and actually hook the wires up to the transformers. But yeah, so they only have 4 trucks for the paver, so that's a little slow going. Right now they're waiting. Oh well, it's getting done. So we got that wall as far as we can bring it. So we're just gonna come over here. Mike's working on flattening that out. And I'm gonna work on making a roadway right down through here to get to all the stuff that came out of the septic tank hole. There was quite a bit of rock and stuff that they are now hammering down. So I gotta move a big chunk of the sand pile over here, and so I'm just gonna work on that for a little bit, and then I'll have all that rock and stuff that I gotta move down there. We're gonna use it to fill in the center of the circle because there's like a 8-foot fill there, so we're gonna use some of that. It's basically 8 to 12 crushed rock. But all right. So I got the roadway in that I needed. We're trying to cone up this loom, and kind of the main factor of all of this is this whole area is where the septic is. So, and that's kind of the next thing to do besides the more foundation holes. We have the retention pond, the septic, you know, we have let's see, September is the first closing. I don't know how viable that is. That seems awfully early to me, but that's kind of, you know, these closings are starting to come up, so we need to get this stuff completed. And this is where the septic is, so all this stuff needs to kind of get out of here. So this is all the stuff that came out of the hole for the septic tank, which is crazy. And so we're going to use that as kind of like a bulk fill product over in the circle. So we're just going to see if we can cone this loom up here. This loom is so hard, I can't even like dig into it. Bug on the bucket. It's a big bug. We got a nice, good roadway for me to come here with the loader. Nice ramp. Use some of that good, nice hard pack. So I can go right down in there, take a scoop, go right around and go right out to where Mike is. And we're moving the stone pile to right there too. And but the pavement's all done. Pavement's all done. It looks good. It's gonna be an extra treat having that to be able to drive over now. Oh, it's so much nicer when they put that first layer of binder down, or when they put binder down. Just driving over it, you know, and not having to deal with bumps and stuff. It's a lot nicer, but yeah, looks good. Good morning. So today's mission to see if we can get all this broken up rock here out of here, get us one step closer to being able to start this system over here. So we got to get all of this rock, and I'll show you where I'm bringing it. It's got a road, a pretty decent road built, so it's not too bad. Not too bad. I'm having Mike put it into a windrow. Helps. It's a lot easier to grab it. Just going straight in, kind of biting into that pile, you know, without any breaking it up or loosening it up. This loader just doesn't have enough to really do it, to get a nice big full bucket like this, you know. So Mike is done over here where he was working yesterday, so I stuck him over there to kind of just constantly build a windrow, and I can just go right in there. It's easy on the loader. I can get a full bucket and not beating the crap out of this thing. You know, digging into this stuff. I mean, this is pretty big stuff. I would say this small. It's on the 8, so it's probably like 8-inch to 24-inch broken rock. So I'm bringing it over here. So the idea is I'm going to basically fill this whole thing in here. And yeah, we need to move this stockpile of rocks and everything. It's getting too clustered over there with the system going to be installed. And, you know, the builder and his guys, they never actually ended up finishing screening all the loom. So the screened loom is going to be in the way. The unscreened loom is going to be in the way. Our rock pile is going to be in the way. So we're going to have to start, you know, kind of encroaching out here. The trees had gotten cut. None of this has been stumped or anything yet, though. Our idea was to leave all of that, let it grow grass, do exactly what it's doing to prevent any erosion. So this stuff here is still going to be a little bit before we get to it. And we had a correction in the circle. Yesterday I was saying this rock that I'm moving, we were going to put in the circle. We ended up changing our minds because the circle is a little higher than we thought it was. Right now it's about 5 feet, so we're at that water main height. So we don't want to put this there because we're going to be digging through this then. So obviously we don't want that. So you know, we'll just have to put this stuff in a stockpile and wait until we can crush it or haul it out if that's what we end up doing. You know, it depends on when we get to it and what is more affordable. There is a place that's kind of close to here that said they would take it for free. So if they will truck it for free, it might actually be worth trucking it out. We'll have to see when we get a little closer to that what we do. If not, we will be crushing it. We'll use it for something. You know, we'll use it for backfill. You know, ideally, I mean, this is crush worthy right here. This is perfect for a crusher. Ideally, put it through a jaw crusher, which would bring it down to this size here that we crushed before. If you haven't seen that video, you can go back a ways where we crushed a lot of rock and made all of this product here. This is kind of like a 6-inch minus, though. It's still a little big. You know, you can't really quite put that around a pipe or something, you know. So make that product, then bring it into a cone. You know, then you could make a really nice, like 1-inch gravel or 3/4 gravel, 1.5-inch gravel, something like that. That'd be a much easier product to be able to use. But you know, that requires a whole nother crusher. So obviously, those things are not cheap. You know, they're in the ballpark of $2,000 to $3,000 a day, basically, for an 8-hour day. And to have 2 of them, you know, that could be $5 grand a day. So obviously that adds up really quickly. And I don't know if we'll actually end up needing it by the time we get to being able to crush it. So everything's up in the air, but this is what we're doing today. This is what we're working on right now. It's probably going to take me a good chunk of the day to move all of that. We figured, I think it was 1,200 yards came out of the hole for the septic tanks. And so what I'm doing right now is moving the dirt that came out of that hole. So, you know, we got probably a good solid 1,000 yards that I gotta move. So it's gonna take a good chunk of the day to get this pile done, if we can even get it done today. We will see, but it's going good so far. And every bucket that comes out of here is just that much more room to move around for Mike and for me, and you know, this is working out great right now. Oh yeah, that's perfect right there. I mean, you can't get it any better than that. This is working out fantastic. Fantastic. You know, dealing with this type of stuff all the time, you know, a little bit of a bigger loader would probably be the way to go. You know, something, you know, 5-6 yard machine, just gonna have more weight behind it. You're gonna be able to drive into that a lot easier. But this is the only loader we got, so we'll make it work. But we'll get back to you when we have it a little bit farther. Just a whole lot of back and forth today. Got quite a bit out of here, that's for sure. We'll be done with this probably AM tomorrow, and there's still some hammering to be done. So once we're out of here, he's gonna move back over the hammer and break that all up. Then we'll be able to break or move that all to the new location. Yeah, so we'll catch you in the morning. Out here the next morning, we're still continuing on moving all this rock out to the back. You can see we did paint out the edge of the septic, so this is one of the fields. I don't know if you can see the orange lines right there, but so the corners right there kind of goes over to the screener, comes this way, and so there's two separate fields. When we dig it, they're so close together, we're going to end up just digging the whole thing together. So we got that marked out. That clay pile that is there along with the rock, that's going to need to be moved. Yeah, so we're just still working on cleaning up that that area for the septic. Yeah, so carry on with that. Just moving more rock out here. That's all that's to it. This pile is getting pretty big out here. Let's see, this is lot 14 is right here. So there are houses that go all the way around this whole thing, this way, and So it's gonna be a little bit before we get to this. Hopefully we've had a time to figure out and determine a plan for all this rock. Well, I'm gonna get rid of this stuff. Today was boring as hell because it was the same as yesterday. All I did was go back and forth, but this looks a hell of a lot different. So Mike took that clay pile and just kind of ran it out, got rid of all that rock and crap, moved the screener. We gotta flip some of this back. You can see here, this orange line is the septic, and it corners right there and goes over to there, and then it corners again and goes back. So we left that stuff there. We'll break that up, and then we can bring it back out to that new pile location. The loom is going to get used up over where the 320 is. That's a retention pond, so we're going to loom that up and everything. So we have loom here for those 4 house lots, the entrance, to kind of get that all looking all pretty and nice looking. So but yeah, so for this, basically all the way to 336 to right there is the system, is the field for the septic. So we got to muck this all out, which will generate a bunch more dirt and probably rocks. Actually, there isn't that many rocks over here. When we stripped the loom in this whole section, which is probably why they put the septic here, is because there isn't a lot of rock. We stripped it and pushed it all up over there. You can see that loom pile is pretty big. That's Mike right there. But so when we stripped it all with the dozers, and it was like no rocks. It was like kind of nice pure, I wouldn't say clay, but I don't know what it was. No rocks though. So that's why, obviously, why they put the system here. But yeah, so tomorrow though, we're gonna go back to the invert that I started. The invert that I started and then got interrupted by the well truck. So we're gonna go back to that, or I'm gonna go back to that tomorrow. I'm gonna have to have Mike help me out because I still am hurting a little bit. So he's gonna have to help me with mixing the cement, or at least putting the bags of cement in the mixer. But besides that, I think I can bend over now, so should be okay. I don't know, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, what a difference. This looks all good. Looks all good. We got some of that loom scooted out of the way. So, but yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for today. So we'll see you in the morning. Real quick, actually, before the end of the day, we got to see the rail system on the pumps for the septic tank. So these are them, some Barnes cranepumps.com. I don't know where they got them, but we need some stainless steel tube for the rail system, so we're going to figure out what that is. Control panel?
Yep.
Oh my gosh, look how big the beacon is on the top of the thing. It's like a beacon you put on your truck.
That's
Where's the bracket?
might actually come with it. That's the top piece.
So this will get mounted inside the tank, the pump chamber like that. There'll be some tubes, and the pump will ride up and down on that if you were to ever have to service the pump.
So this is the base.
So the pump will slide down and lock into that. So we need a...
So that gets mounted on the floor.
Yeah.
Where's
And
the
then-
back of this?
Oh, so the pump goes right in here, and then it will pump through this.
Because the pump gets
Yeah, so
right there.
So the pump slides down like that. We'll shoot the liquid just like that. So we'll shoot the liquid up through there. So we need steel tubing for this right here. Just like that.
Then this gets bolted onto here like that. Keeps it on.
So that will ride on the rails.
I need a tape measure.
So
Actually, unless Rodney wants to just bring this.
Is that what it needs to fit on?
yeah, so it needs to slide over either all of, I don't know, maybe they did that so you have different sizes.
Good. And I'd just
So
make
you
it.
could use like 1
So
inch or 3/4.
I'd make it bigger.
No, see the bottom one's gotta be this size, so it goes here.
So whatever that size is, inside diameter, I'll just order 4 10-foot stainless steel.
And that. Let's go there.
Yeah, you can screw your PVC into that.
Yeah, no, that goes right here. This gets screwed in the pump. This has a male adapter. So
Oh, because it's like the some kind of style, right?
that gets attached
Yeah.
like that. And then this you do a plastic male adapter.
And then that holds it off the ground and everything. This thing's nice. How it's nice and heavy
Yeah.
duty. You don't have to put it on like a spacer of some kind, like how we have to do some.
That being mounted on the floor is actually pretty nice too. I don't know, the height thing might have to fuck with that.
Well, we'll figure it out, but that's the pump. So there's 2 of those in there. We got to get that stainless steel tubing, some stainless steel hardware. We got floats, control panel, the alarm box, all that stuff is in there. So, but we'll figure that out. We just wanted to see, make sure everything was there. Yeah, we'll catch you in the morning. Good morning. So, to start today, we're gonna cut up this thing right here. That's where the hatch goes for the pump chamber to get the pumps in and everything. The concrete company, or the company that supplies the tanks, yep, I'll turn it on, has to make a thing to adapt the hatch, and so we need to know exactly how high it is. So we got to cut that up right now so that they can get working on building that for us. Mike's gonna start cutting that now. Here, hold on, before you do that, Mike, you're putting all the dirt in the wrong end. But right in front of you.
That would have sucked.
If what, you walk forward?
I hold this. That could be that one. Top.
Mm-hmm. So if you do,
Big level. Just put the level across. Actually, it really doesn't matter.
That's what I'm saying.
What
So
do you
whatever,
Wherever this edge is, what do you got there?
like right there is 15 and a half. That's 19. This is gonna fucking suck. Yeah. Well, no, because you got 8 inches of ring and cover, right?
Yeah.
So this thing is. Can't be more than like probably 6 inches thick, maybe. I don't know if he's gonna be able to do that.
Yeah. Well, they're telling me 6 inches concrete.
Of concrete, unless we can get away with a ring and cover that isn't 8 inches tall.
So what size is that hole?
Four by 3.
What is it then?
4 by 3. We got that all figured out. We need kind of like a 6-inch riser. I have to break it up because I got slopes this way and slopes this way. So, but we got our measurement. So he's just gonna backfill it. No reason to keep it open. We have no idea how long it's gonna take them to make that piece. So, but National Grid did show up. That's exciting, which means I think that's the meter van or whatever, and they're gonna hook up the wires to the transformers and the meters, so might have power by the end of the day. So I'm swapping gears over to that invert. That's all set. So we got going here, getting it started. I had whoa. So got it going here. I got these 8 bricks in. I had these ones were already all in and done from when I originally started this brick invert, but yeah, it's going good. There is, I don't know if you can see it, I put concrete. There's like easily 20 bees right here. I've killed a shitload of them, but they still keep on returning. You kill 10 and 15 return. I'm just staying away from them at this point, but there is a ton of them. They're flying all around there right now. I have yet to got stung yet, so I'm just staying away from them, but see if we can keep on going. We'll get this done, and hopefully we can get this other piece of the half pipe done, but we'll see how we make out today. Came out pretty good today. Got quite a bit done, I'd say. It is the end of the day though, but this will give me plenty of room. I can kind of stand over here on Monday, work right there, and I can sit over there and everything. So I don't know why the camera keeps doing that. It looks weird. I don't know if it's actually showing up, so my apologies if it does. It's like turning like that. But so yeah, so that's where we are. I'm gonna start picking up though, and we'll catch you at the end of the day, because it is almost the end of the day, but I guess when I'm done picking up. Well, alrighty, we are all packed up. It's 5 o'clock. It is Friday. But I just wanted to show you guys this too. This is what Dad's been working on. So a lot of that wall is gonna get uncovered. I don't know what's the deal with that rock. Maybe we'll have to break it up or whatever, but the retention pond's kind of over here and goes super deep, kind of where the 320 and that pile of dirt behind it is. But the grade is the top of that bottom block. So there was quite a bit of dirt, as you guys could tell when we were doing that the block wall at the beginning of the video there. That first row, top of that first row is grade. So we were putting that wall in a trench. So as you can tell, we have we're gonna have quite a bit of dirt here that I'm gonna have to load her out of there. But yeah, so it is the end of the day, but yeah, thank you for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.